Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Movie Goodness, where we examine life through cinema here on the KB Radio Network. I am your host, Kevin Reed, and it's time to go over the award show of the season. Well, I would say the second best, because the first best is the Goody Awards, which is here on the KB Radio Network. But the second best, the most important day or award show in Hollywood are the Oscars. The 98th Academy Awards just went final. We just got our winners in all 24 categories, and we're going to do the results and reaction to those awards. Probably not going to do all 24. We're just going to stick to the main big awards, I guess you could say. This award show took place on March the 15th at the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood, Los Angeles, and it aired on ABC and Hulu for all of you streamers out there. But this is coming to a close as far as it being on ABC, which has always been, at least in my stint here on planet Earth, always been on ABC. But it is slowly winding to a close, as I think next year or the year after, it will begin to broadcast on YouTube. And so for all you nostalgia buffs, bottle this up because it's coming to a close. This ceremony was hosted by Conan O'Brien, who returned from last year, who did a decent job last year. This year, it was all right this year. I will say this. This year flew by. This year awards, it was pretty quick. You know, Central Time, it ended around, 9:30? That is odd because I'm used to these Academy Awards ending around 11 o'clock Central Time, where I'm at. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't work for me. It's really hard to stay up for these awards, especially when you really want to get to the big awards and they save those to the end of the night, and you finally get your best picture around 10:30, 11 o'clock, and you're like, oh my God, by then you're fighting sleep and everything. I can only imagine Eastern time in the United States, where it's like 12 o'clock, where it's ending. But it ended pretty quick, and the show kind of flew by. It was really, really good. I mean, it was streamlined, and you had an extra award added to this year's ceremonies, where this is the first year where we got the best casting category at the Oscars, which is long overdue. When you think of all these ensemble films that has this ensemble cast, I should say, and you look at that cast and how those the cast works in those characters, everybody is just banging, and you don't get a lot of recognition for that. You get one nominee out the bunch or something like that, and I guess it de facto celebrates everybody in that cast. But I think the casting director deserves a lot of credit for finding these actors and actresses who can perform in these certain roles. So it's good that you finally got that this year. I think they're going to add a stunt category in the coming years as well, which will be awesome because they deserve their recognition as well. But this was a streamlined ceremony, and nobody is happier than me. I will say, going into this, I had some predictions. I had some thoughts, especially if you listen to the episode, my Goody Awards from last year. I had a lot of the nominees. It was pretty close. And that was the first year that ever happened. I was like, man, my ballot is close to the to the Academy Award ballot. It was weird. But did I have the same winners as them? Not really. Not so much. But I did get about, I'll say 75% of it right on my end. And I think that was the right decision. But all of these nominees, and I know it's a cliche, But honestly, all of these nominees deserve their shine. It deserved to win. And congratulations to all those who were nominated, and a special congratulations to the winners. And we have some monumental wins that happen here, some first time ever wins that happen here. I mean, first time for a certain group, certain demographic, and I think that is amazing. My pick going into this to be the big winner tonight was Sinners. I thought Sinners would be sweeping, not so much sweeping. They were nominated for 16 Academy Awards this year. I no, in no world were they going to win 16, all 16. But I was hoping for at least 9. Get half of them, a little more than half of them booked, but it didn't happen that way. Uh, uh, the closest one was 13 nominees for One Battle After Another, which was also a phenomenal film that deserved all those nominations as well. Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, and Sentimental Value all three had 9 nominations apiece. Hamnet had 8. Begonia, F1, The Secret Agent, and Train Dreams had 4, and Avatar, Fire and Ash, Blue Moon, It Was Just an Accident, K-Pop Demon Hunter, and Sarat had 2, respectively, for those. As far as the multiple nominees are concerned, that wraps them up. And so the big, no pun intended, battle of the night was between 2 Warner Brothers films, and that is Sinners and One Battle After Another. And no matter who won, Warner Brothers won. Well, I guess you could say Paramount won de facto as well. But this was a big night for Warner Brothers and their team over there, just shelling out these Oscar worthy films, these original films. And if you look at the list of nominees throughout this ceremony, it's pretty original, man. You didn't get any copy and paste films. Yeah, Frankenstein, that's like the 500th adaptation of of that novel. But, it was unique. It was a different vision. Yeah, Avatar, Fire and Ash, but it wasn't nominated for any big categories as far as Best Picture and actor and actress and stuff like that. But, that aside from that, everything else was pretty original going into tonight. And so let's go through these nominations and the winners of these categories. And I'm going to try to do all 24, but I doubt if I do all 24. I doubt it, but I'm going to definitely stick to the big ones. Let's start with Best Visual Effects. The nominees for Best Visual Effects were Avatar, Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners. I don't think anybody picked any other movie except for Avatar, Fire and Ash, which won for Best Visual Effects. How can you go up against that movie? That movie is a visual effect. It's nothing about that movie that doesn't say visual effects. It's won every single, not year, but every year that movie, a version of that movie has come out. And so, yeah, that was a no-brainer. F1 has some awesome visual effects. Sinners, subtle, good visual effects, especially with the Michael B. Jordan of it all, playing 2 different characters, but seamlessly looking like there were 2 different people there, throughout the film. I thought that was they did a really good job with that. I didn't see The Lost Bus. I was trying to catch it before the awards so I could see, because I didn't see visual effects from that movie. I just thought it was like a whatever movie. I knew nothing about The Lost Bus. Still don't. But I do want to watch it. And Jurassic World, you know, copy and paste, man. It's the same thing. Dinosaurs running around. It looked good. It did look good, but I didn't think in no world was it going to beat Avatar: Fire and Ash. Your winner for best visual effects, best film editing. Your nominees: One Battle After Another, F1, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. The winner. Well, before I announce the winner, you know that more often than not, the film that wins best editing usually wins best picture. So when they announced this winner, I already knew. I kind of prepared myself going in that this movie was going to win best picture. But the winner for best film editing, One Battle After Another, and you can't complain with it too much. I thought that was some exceptional work there. One Battle After Another is an awesome movie. Awesome movie. Along with Sinners. Like I said, those were the two movies that were battering this award season. So when you try to at least for the last few months, when you were trying to figure out who had the edge here or there or whatever, it was between those two. You know, all the other films, as good as they are, as rightfully nominated as they were, they were just there, man. They were just competing for third or fourth, you know, because it was 1 and 2 came down to those two films, in my humble opinion. But the winner for best film editing, One Battle After Another. Best costume design, and I'm touching in on this one because I'm kind of surprised, but I'm not surprised by the winner. The nominees was Frankenstein, Avatar: Fire and Ash, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sinners. My pick going in was Sinners because I believe that was just some beautiful costume designs by Ruthie Carter, who is like an icon when it comes to costume design in film. She won for Black Panther, I believe, and you know, if you go throughout her filmography, what film she has worked on, she is stellar in her job, and she did an awesome job. I guess because I know personally that look, you know, that era of Mississippi. No, I didn't live in that era, but my family did. You know, my elders did, and yes, it was so accurately depicted in this film, and I thought it would win. But when the winner was announced, all I could say was, yeah, I see it. The winner for best costume design goes to Frankenstein. Frankenstein was, it was beautiful. I mean, I have no other words to say. You can say what you want about the film. Yes, we've seen Frankenstein in so many different iterations throughout the last 50, 60, 70 years, but man, this had a certain look that just looked Victorian era, and it just, I haven't seen Frankenstein in this light before, and that costume design really popped in this film. And so it was rightfully deserved for this movie and for the costume designer. Frankenstein, best costume design, best hairstyling and makeup. You had Frankenstein nominated again, along with Sinners, The Smashing Machine, The Ugly Stepsister, and Kakumho. I haven't heard of that movie, but it's a Japanese film. But the winner was Frankenstein. Frankenstein won that, and you look at the list of nominees, I can't really fight that. can't really fight that. That's accurate. You know, as much as I'm a big fan of Sinners, the hair and makeup was great, but man, Frankenstein, I'm telling you, it was like a painting, a motion capture painting, or however you can. I can't quantify it. I can't put it into words, but it was just beautiful to look at. Speaking of which, best production design, and the winner was Frankenstein. So, the other nominees was Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. Yeah, the production design was great. The only other one out of that category would be Sinners, and that's not biased. It just the production design was great on that film, as well as Hamnet. Hamnet has some really good production design as well. But I'm telling you, Frankenstein had some of the just gorgeous. You really went into that world, and it was all about the production, the way the set design, the production design, the costume design. It just looked amazing. So those three wins for Frankenstein were right. It was beautiful. It was beautifully made, and the details was just phenomenal. And so congratulations on Frankenstein on 3 Academy Award wins, all in designing categories. Let's move over to cinematography. Cinematography was going to be tough. That was a tough category. Your nominees were Frankenstein again. You also had Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Train Dreams, and Sinners. This was a tough category because Train Dreams looked amazing. I didn't know anything about Train Dreams. I just randomly saw it, and I was like, man, this is a gorgeous movie. It just looked great. It was a good movie as well. But I was just in awe in how it looked. One Battle After Another also looked great. It looked like a 70s movie, and exportation film from the 70s. It just had that feel, that look, and everything just worked. If you don't shoot that right, it can come off really, really bad. But it came off flawlessly, I believe. Going back to Frankenstein on how beautiful it looked, it was beautifully shot. Beautifully shot. Marty Supreme, I'm not a big Marty Supreme guy. Sorry, I know that's probably blasphemy, but I'm just not a Marty Supreme guy. Nothing about that movie really appealed to me. I think it was a good movie, but does it deserve all these accolades? I don't know. I got to watch it again. That's one of those ones I have to watch again. But as far as the cinematography of it all, it was good. But at the end of the day, there can only be one. Best cinematography goes to Sinners for Autumn Darren Arkapa, I believe her name is. If I'm butchering her name, I deeply apologize. But she won for best cinematography, and this was monumental on so many levels because she is the first woman to win in this category. Hats off to her. Look, bro, Sinners was the best looking movie. Watching that movie in IMAX just opened my eyes to a whole nother world. Up to that point, almost a year to the day, close to, if not the day, sitting in the theater watching Sinners in IMAX, I never thought it mattered. I honestly didn't. I'll go see movies in IMAX, and it looks great. Everything looks great, but I never really put it in perspective on how different a movie looks. With 70 millimeter versus your normal theatrical format, and it just blew my mind looking at the landscapes. Because let me put it like this: Sinners was shot down here. It was literally shot around my house. It was shot here, blocks away from where I'm currently sitting here recording this episode. I don't know how they shot it to look, because I can look out this window right here and it doesn't look that good. It doesn't look that vibrant as it did in this movie. And that was done by this great cinematographer who worked with Ryan Coogler previously, I think in Wakanda Forever, and I believe with Creed, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I know for certain Wakanda Forever. I didn't 100% like Wakanda Forever's cinematography. I thought it was dark, real dark in areas, and it just the lighting was off to me. But boy, she made up for it here. This was rightfully earned and so monumental on so many levels. Being the first woman to win in this category. Congratulations to Autumn. I wish her all the success in the world, and she's going to be amazing going forward. She has an eye. The way she shot this movie was amazing. Amazing. It brought back the love and the envy, dare I say, that I have to make movies. This is why I always wanted to make movies, looking at this on the big screen. And so congratulations on winning in that category. Best sound. The nominees are Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Sarat, and F1, which was your winner for best sound. That was a no-brainer as well. F1, you felt like you was on that track. You heard every skreak, every burnout, every pill out, every the other F1 car, Formula One cars whizzing by. You heard it every step of the way, and I was just locked in, and it was so good. It helped make this movie better than what it should be, because this should not have been as good as a movie as it turned out. But it did it, and it was phenomenal. I love F1, and it rightfully deserved to win best sound. Now let's go to our brand new category, best casting, and this was a tough category as well. And I would imagine going forward, every year is going to be tough, because these are some phenomenal casts that you have to put together, especially for these awards heavy films. You know, these are some big casts you have to put together, and the casting director is the linchpin to all of that. And trying to narrow it down to one, there's really no winner or loser here, in my humble opinion. Now, it's good that we had a winner, but you know, I think that they all won, in my humble opinion. The nominees were One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, The Secret Agent, and Sinners. Of course, I was banking on Sinners, but One Battle After Another, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. It was between those two, as it was throughout the night, but at the end of the day, the first ever winner of the best casting goes to One Battle After Another. Cassandra, oh Lord, help me with her last name. Kalukandis, I believe. I'm gonna stop there. It sounds about right, so I'm just gonna rock with that. If I butchered it, I apologize. But congratulations on winning best casting. I can't argue it. Can't fight you on it, because that was a phenomenal cast. The mere fact that she found Chase Infinity to be the lead, this was her first movie, you know, found her, and she fit so well, and she actually worked. She worked, man. She went toe to toe with Leonardo DiCaprio and worked with Sean Penn, and it worked. You know, so she is solely responsible for finding this young talent. You know, it's awesome, man. I mean, Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall, Benicio del Toro, what a cast. How can you get mad at it? How can you get mad? Yes, I was pulling for Sinners, but you know, that was my heart, but my head told me it was One Battle After Another, and yes, it did win. Let's move over to the music category here, beginning with original song, best original song, and this caused great debate in my house with me and my wife. I had a song that I felt should have won. She had a song that she felt should have won, and it was like neither of us were wrong, but I had a reason for mine. Of course, she had a reason for hers, but I had a legitimate reason for mine, I felt. But that's besides the point. Our first nominee, Dear Me, from Relentless, I Lied to You from Sinners, Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Veta, and Train Dreams from Train Dreams, as well as Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. Let me tell you what songs I had picked. I picked I Lied to You from Sinners. She picked Golden by for K-pop Demon Hunters. Well, needless to say, my wife won. K-pop Demon Hunters, Golden wins Best Original Song. This is why this is why I picked I Lied to You. That song was the core of that film. That song was the whole motivation of that movie. Now, Golden, yeah, you can make the same argument for Golden. But the reason I didn't pick Golden, which I love the song. It was a good song. Loved the movie. But Golden felt so pop. It felt so Billboard Top 100, which it is. It didn't feel like a song from a movie, you know? It just felt like a song that's a K-pop song, you know? It just didn't fit. I don't know. I can't explain it. It could be the bias in me. But I just felt that I Lied to You was that one song. And it's that one scene where that song is in Sinners that just opens the movie up, and it turns that movie on its head. And from that moment on, it becomes more than what we were initially introduced to up to that point. And it was just poignant. And that's why I felt it was best song. But I'm not mad. I was just expressing to her that I felt I Lied to You should have won. You know, but it is what it is. Golden, yeah. Good on him. And I think K-pop Demon Hunter was one of the better films of the year. I think it should have been properly nominated for Best Picture. That's how much I love that movie. I loved K-pop Demon Hunters. I love Golden. How could you not? It was on the radio nonstop for like 4 to 5 months, man. I think it's still on the radio. But yeah, man, congratulations to them on their win. Best Original Score: Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. Your winner, once again, is Ludwig Göransson for Sinners. And man, what's this? His third Academy Award? He won for Black Panther. I think he won for Oppenheimer, and then he won for Sinners. And so he didn't got two with Ryan Coogler. That's awesome within itself. But man, Ludwig Göransson is quickly becoming my favorite composer in film. I love all of his scores. I even love, because just randomly, I was listening to Tenet, the score for Tenet, the Mike Nolan, Jesus, the Christopher Nolan film that is universally known as his worst movie, but I don't hate it, but it's not his best. But it is an awesome score that fits that movie. And he did the score for The Mandalorian. He did the score for I think also for Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett as well. But he does a lot of scores, and I've enjoyed them all. I enjoyed Oppenheimer's score, and I can't wait to hear the full Odyssey score, which he'll probably be back up there next year to win his fourth. But the little snippet that you heard from the trailer, it sounds amazing. But he is a phenomenal composer, and that score for Sinners was just, I mean, amazing. There's nothing else you can really say about it other than the fact it was amazing. Ludwig Göransson wins Best Original Score for Sinners. Let's move on to Best Animated Feature Film. And your nominees were Ilio, Arco, Little Amelia, Zootopia 2, and K-Pop Demon Hunters. Your winner for Best Animated Feature Film, K-Pop Demon Hunters, and rightfully so. I still haven't seen Zootopia 2, and I saw that it just released on Disney Plus. And so I got to watch it, because I love the first one, but I never got around to watching 2. But even if I watch it, I'm gonna take a leap and say I don't think it would have been better than K-Pop Demon. I just love that movie was so good, man, so good. I can't believe that it just dropped on Netflix. That Sony Pictures did not want to release that movie in theaters. They felt it was gonna lose money, and it turned into a phenomenon for Netflix with a #1 song, and it won Academy Awards and all this. Sony Pictures must feel like idiots right now. They gotta feel dumb that they lost out on all of that. But that's neither here nor there. Congratulations to K-Pop Demon Hunters. Let's move over to the writing category. We have Best Original Screenplay and Best Adapted Screenplay. And this tells you how the night goes. The 2 winners in these different categories tells you that I wasn't just whistling Dixie here. This was a real thing. Let's begin with the adapted screenplay. Your nominees were Begonia, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Hamnet, and Train Dreams. The winner for Best Adapted Screenplay goes to Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. And finally, he wins. He finally wanted to. This was his first Academy Award. Mind you, this is the man who made Boogie Nights, Magnolia. The list goes on. And the dude is phenomenal. And the fact that he just now won, and this was a righteous win. This wasn't okay, it's finally time to give him one type of deal. This was a real deal. This film deserved all of the accolades that it received tonight. But to continue on with my point, let's go over to the Best Original Screenplay, where your nominees were Blue Moon, Sinners, It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, and Sentimental Value. The winner for Best Original Screenplay, Ryan Coogler for Sinners. You see what I'm saying? You see how these 2, Ryan Coogler and Paul Thomas Anderson, were just going neck and neck throughout this entire evening with their projects. This was so cool to watch, bro. For me personally, because I'm a big fan of both of them. And so to see them both winning tonight was like, I was just overjoyed. And especially for Ryan Coogler, he's the second black filmmaker to win in this category. The first being, wait for it, Jordan Peele for Get Out. So we finally got 2 black writers to win this award. That's awesome, man. But I will say this: when Ryan Coogler won this, I knew then, I was locked in at that point. I knew that the evening was not going to end like I thought. I knew it. But hey, stranger things have happened. Let's move over into the acting category. Let's start with ladies go first. Let's start with actress. Supporting role, where your nominees were Amy Madigan, Elle Fanning, the actress, at least the other actress from Sentimental Value, who name I'm not even going to butcher, because I'm not even going to attempt to butcher her name, but she's from Norway. She was nominated. Winma Musaku for Sinners, and Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. Let me say this. Let me put this out there. I never understood the love that Tiana Taylor was getting for this movie. No disrespect to her, no disrespect to the film at all. I'm not saying she's horrible in the movie. She's not horrible in the movie. I just didn't understand all of this award consideration for her portrayal in this movie. It just didn't dawn on me. In my humble opinion, there were two actresses who were winging it out for this award in this category. That was Amy Madigan and Wimba Musaku. I had picked Amy Madigan in my Goody Awards a couple of months ago, and I felt that when I first saw Weapons, that was just the performance to beat. There was no other performance that could beat that performance from Amy Madigan. I'm sorry, it was just nothing I saw that was better than that. And apparently the Academy felt the same way because Amy Madigan wins for Weapons. Best actress in a supporting role, rightfully so. I thought that was just a phenomenal performance from an actress I haven't seen on screen in a very long time. You know, I can't think of the last movie I've seen Amy Madigan in. And the only thing I can think of is Field of Dreams, but I know she was in other stuff between that. But that just goes to show you how sporadic her appearances are. I at least in my purview, she probably shells out a movie a year. I just haven't seen it. But man, to just hit the main screen in this film, in this little horror film that's weird and told in a unchronological state and all this other stuff, and to put it in perspective, if her character of Gladys, if that role wasn't cast correctly, wasn't acted correctly, the whole movie falls apart. They needed to nail that role. That role is the role in the movie. Yeah, you had Julia Garner, you had Josh Brolin in this movie. All of them were great, but man, if they didn't nail Gladys, it was going to be a problem for that movie. And she came in and just turned herself over and just, I mean, I wasn't expecting this performance from her. I didn't even know she was in that movie when I watched it. I'm like, oh, isn't that the woman from Field of Dreams? That's all I can think of. And sure enough, man, she was amazing in that role. Finally, after 40 years, she gets her flowers. Amy Madigan, winner of Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Best Actress in a Leading Role. You had Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue. Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. Another actress from Sentimental Value whose name I don't want to butcher. And Emma Stone for Begonia. And the winner of this esteemed category was Jessie Buckley, winning for Best Actress in a Lead Role. I can't really speak on this because I didn't watch Hamnet. I watched 10 minutes of it and I fell asleep. And it wasn't because I was bored. I was tired. And I don't know why I picked late at night to start watching this movie because it's on Peacock now. And I waited till late at night to watch it. And I fell asleep and I never went back to watch it. So I can't give a fair assessment of her performance here. But I can tell you that Jessie Buckley is phenomenal in everything that she's in. I just recently saw The Bride. Even though the film, didn't 100% deliver, she did. And so I can't knock her for that. And I wholeheartedly believe that she gave an amazing performance. The other performance actresses in this category, I did see Begonia. I did see Emma Stone. It was fine. It was a good performance. I don't think it was great by any stretch. It wasn't her best, but it was good. It was a good performance. I didn't see the other two. I didn't see Song Blue with Kate Hudson. Everything I hear about it, she was awful in that movie. So I'm kind of I'm kind of thrown off. You know, that's part of the reason why I haven't watched it, because I heard it was bad. I heard her performance was bad. So I don't know what happened there, but I'm not going to judge because I haven't seen the movie and I didn't watch Sentimental Value. So all I'm going to say is, oh, in Roseburn, I watched a few minutes of it. My wife watched it one night. She was watching it, and I caught a couple of scenes. I didn't watch the whole movie, but she was great. I'm gonna tell you, Rose Byrne is very underrated as an actress. And according to my wife, who watched the whole movie, unlike me, she said she did great in it. So I trust her judgment there. But yeah, congratulations to all the ladies in this category. Jessie Buckley, I'm glad that she won. I can't go off of this particular performance in Hamnet, but I can go off of everything I've seen her in prior and even after, and I can honestly say that, yeah, she deserves an award for something. So that's it for the ladies. Let's move over to the men, and let's start with Best Supporting Actor. Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo in Sinners, Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value, and Sean Penn in One Battle After Another. In my humble opinion, last year, after watching these films, I've seen all of these movies and all of these performances. There was only one that was phenomenally great, that stood out amongst all of them. I secretly was cheering for Delroy Lindo to win, because I think it's well deserved. I think he was snubbed a few years back for oh my God, it was that Spike Lee film that came on Netflix. Why am I blanking on the name? But anyways, he was snubbed in that movie, in that role. He was just awesome in that role. But I knew better. I knew better. Sean Penn as Colonel Lockjaw in One Battle After Another was so good, because I know Colonel Lockjaw. I know a few Colonel Lockjaws, and he was them. I mean, it's like he manifested these dudes that I know, racist. And you may ask yourself, how do you know racist that good like that? Well, welcome to Louisiana. But anyways, you know them. Them closeted racists. That's besides the point. That's a whole nother show. But anyway, he was so good in his role, and he deserved the win for Best Supporting Actor. Unfortunately, he didn't show up to the ceremony, which apparently pissed a lot of people off. He did not come. I think this is his third Academy Award. He won for what? Mystic River. Here's another one that he won besides this one, but it doesn't matter. Obviously he doesn't care, so why am I beating my head against the wall to try to figure it out? But Sean Penn, Best Actor in a Supporting Role for One Battle After Another. We move on to Best Actor in a Lead Role, and once again, I'm telling you, it's Sinners or One Battle After Another for almost every category or every category adjacent. They were neck and neck. Supporting went to One Battle After Another. Leading went to Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. The other nominees were Timothée Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ethan Hawke, and Warner Murata. I'm pretty sure I butchered his name too. But anyways, Michael B. Jordan was hands down the best performance last year in Sinners. The dude seamlessly, if I could get the word out, played two different characters and they were distinct. They were distinctly two different characters, and they were great. Both of them were great performances. And Michael B. Jordan is not. Look, as much as I love Sinners, as much as I like Michael B. Jordan, I, you can listen to past episodes here on the KB Radio Network. I have repeatedly said Michael B. Jordan plays the same character in every single movie. It drives me insane. The only different character that I saw come out of him was Killmonger. Other than that, everything else was basically the same until we got to Sinners, and he took it to another level, and this was so deserved. Congratulations to Michael B., best actor in a lead role, and it's still blowing my mind how evenly matched Sinners in One Battle After Another are at this point in the night. It's like one threw a punch, the other one threw a punch. It was all night like this. So we get to the final two, and it comes down to Best Director and Best Picture. Let's go to Best Director. Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Josh Shalfie for Marty Supreme. The director Joaquin Thierry for Sentimental Value. Ryan Coogler for Sinners, and Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. It came down to Paul Thomas Anderson and Ryan Coogler. We all knew this, but there can only be one, and it was Paul Thomas Anderson winning Best Director for One Battle After Another. Rightfully so. Once again, I'm cheering for Sinners for a number of reasons, but logically, I sit back and I think about what truly was the best. What in all of these categories, who was the best? What was the best? And Paul Thomas Anderson, that was a tall task. As much as a tall task Sinners were, One Battle After Another was just as difficult, man. You just watch that movie. That was a tough movie to pull off, because that could have came off so bad. It could have went left very easily, but it didn't. And Paul Thomas Anderson, he should have been won one, but I'm glad he won it for this. Congratulations, Best Director for One Battle After Another. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our final award of the night, Best Picture, the one we all been waiting for. Your nominees: Begonia, F1, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Tough category. Well, let's narrow it down. F1 had the longest shot out of all of these movies. F1 had no business being as good as it was, but it was phenomenally good, and it deserved to be nominated. But that's as far as it was going to go. This was the ride. You went around the track, and this is it. You ran out of gas here. This movie was the best popcorn movie of 2025, but not the best picture, in my humble opinion. Begonia was really good, unexpectedly good, and that's about it. I'm not going to say that it should have won Best Picture. Frankenstein was also good. It was beautiful to look at, but I just didn't get the vibe that I was expecting to get from it. Even though I do acknowledge that it is truly a phenomenal film, but at the end of the day, it wasn't going to win. Hamnet, I explained earlier, I did not finish watching it. Marty Supreme, fine. The Secret Agent, another movie that I didn't watch yet. I plan to watch it soon, now that it's on streaming service. I forgot which one, but I saw it pop up. Sentimental Value is another film I didn't watch. Sinners, you know how I feel about Sinners. Train Dreams, uh, beautiful movie. It kind of slow burn. Didn't think it would win, but it came down to Sinners and one battle after another as the night dictated. One battle after another. Your best picture in the 98th annual Academy Awards. I, I'm of two minds of this. I think because we got kind of a precursor earlier in the night. I didn't go over it on this show, but you had a tie, which is epic. I think it only happened like 2 or 3 times in the 98 years that this show has been in existence. In the live action short film category, you had a tie. And I felt they wasted that tie. They should have tied with these two films for Best Picture. That's how I feel. At least that's Kevin Reed's opinion. I felt that these two movies were the two best movies of the year, and I really can't have one pull in front of the other. Now, I have a bias, but I'm taking all of that out the way. You know, I'm taking that out of the equation. You know, I would love to have Sinners win, but I can't look past the fact that One Battle After Another was a great movie and timely, you know, and also had elements of blaxploitation in it. You know, it is just everything was there for me when it came to One Battle After Another. So I'm not mad at the win. You know, I was hoping, wishing and praying for Sinners, but you know, at the end of the day, I got to tip my hat to Paul Thomas Anderson and the cast, Leonardo DiCaprio, Chase Infinity, Tiana Taylor, even Regina Hall, and all involved, Benicio del Toro, all who was involved in this film. Congratulations to you all. So those were your winners of the 98 Academy Awards. Just to recap, the winner of the night, of course, was One Battle After Another. It won 6 Academy Awards this year. Sinners, hey, you can walk out of that theater with your head held high. They won 4 Academy Awards. Shockingly, Frankenstein walked away with 3, and K-pop Demon Hunters walked away with 2. And so it wasn't a bad night for these films. I mean, you can still say that these are an Academy Award winning film. You know, Demon Hunters is an Academy Award winning film. Sinners is an Academy Award winning film. Frankenstein is an Academy Award winning film, and definitely One Battle After Another. But this battle tonight between them and Sinners, they won it. So my hat goes off to you. But I would like to know what were your thoughts on the night? Did you enjoy the show? Did you watch it? Did you even watch it? Because I know a lot of people don't even watch it anymore. But I would love to know if you watched it. You were hoping for a certain film to win and it didn't, or did you have a little bingo card or a little pool going on, and how did you do on that pool? I would love to know how it all turned out, and are you happy with the results? Email the show, kbradiopodcast@gmail.com. You can also search for the show on all social media platforms. Just search for the KB Radio Network. Also, don't forget about YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to the KB Radio Network channel and like this video if you don't mind. Don't forget about the 5 stars, the reviews, and sharing this show if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you are currently listening to movie goodness here on the KB Radio Network. Everybody, thank you for joining me for this recap and reaction to the 98th Academy Awards. Everybody, I hope you have a blessed day, blessed week, blessed night whenever you're listening to this show. Want you all to know that I love you, continue to love everyone, and until we speak again, you all be blessed.